Here we are once again with day 5 of our 10-day summer sublimation series. Now, if you haven't seen the previous projects that we've done, you should go back and check out days 1 through 4 because we are doing all sorts of different sublimation projects that are super easy and super quick. And we are just going to jump right on in today to this next project. For today, our project is making these really fun claw clips. Now, if you have any girls in your house, you will know that sometimes these are just a necessity. I purchased a big pack of multicolored clips off of Amazon, and then these fun pieces that you can sublimate on. And you can do any design, whatever. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could make names on these. You could make them all for different like sports teams. I don't have any kids that are in like cheerleading or dance, but that would be kind of a fun thing to customize for the entire team. My kids play soccer and pretty sure they're not allowed to wear these, but they do love putting their hair up in these clips. So they help pick out the colors and the designs. And some of these are like seamless patterns, or if you go on to a place like Creative Fabrica, you can find something that's like called a digital wallpaper. And that is a really fun way to do all these fun little designs. So this one is all little watermelons. So for the one we are going to do today, I have picked out this pink one because, again, one of my daughters was in here and wants this pink clip. And because it is summer, I have printed out some flamingos because I like flamingos. I think they're cute. And with this today, let me show you this pack that I got. These were the attachment pieces. So it has this sticky part that goes on the edge of here, and then you stick that part down onto it. And this was a really large pack. They're little leather sublimation blanks in there. And then it also has the directions right here. So you need medium pressure, which that's maybe a little much. I'm going to back that up a little bit for today. And then we need our temperature. You can see this in this direction is 350. So I'm going to heat my Better Sub heat press to 350 for 50 seconds. And we will get this set up while I wait for my heat press to get to temperature. Again, we are going to start out by just lightly lint rolling these. How many of you have kids that like to help you in your craft room? I do. They are both at VBS right now, which is our summer church camp. So I am trying to get as much done as I can while they are gone today, which is not a very long time. Now, as you can see, I made these rectangles bigger than they needed to be, and I did that on purpose just so it would overlap to give me a little extra space to work with here. And for these, I was in Canva and I just searched up flamingo seamless patterns, and when I found the one I liked, I inserted them into a frame. Now, what the frame does is it allows you to take something like a seamless pattern or like a digital wallpaper and insert it like a picture. So instead of trying to shrink down that image of the seamless pattern to a smaller rectangle, it was cutting off, like it wasn't leaving enough of the design that I wanted. So by taking something that was a seamless pattern or something like that, like a photo, you could use, I do this all the time with photos. In fact, if you go back to day one, I used a photo on my can cooler, but then you can insert it and move it around to the right spot. If you want me to do a Canva tutorial to show you how that is done, if that doesn't make any sense, let me know in the comments below and I will do that for you. I also have on my website a Canva beginner's guidebook in case you really don't know how to use Canva and you are interested in learning how to do that. You could go ahead and grab that. But that is what I did here. So the frame, you can just fill it with a picture or a pattern, and then you can move it around and size it the way you want so that the actual image that you're going for isn't completely, destroyed. Sometimes it takes too much of it out, and then there was like one flamingo in the corner left, which is not what I was going for. So with these, when we press these, we are going to flip it over because you always want the paper, the ink, up. So it's closest to the heating element. Unless it is noted otherwise in the directions of whatever you're using, whatever products you're putting it on, you always do it up. I think there's some ceramic things where it maybe says to have it down, but I'm not doing anything ceramic here in these 10 days. So pretty much everything we do will be facing the paper up. And because this is hanging over, I am going to put a layer of paper underneath, and I will show you why when this is done, because it's going to bleed all over and I don't want it on my heat press. So now this is up to temperature. I am going to grab my paper. I sometimes reuse these, and I can see from those air fresheners we did on day 2, they kind of bled through a little bit, but I'm going to fold it in half and do it this way. And then I'm going to do that. You see that? Okay. And then once again, I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet and press this for 50 seconds with medium pressure. Now, as you have seen over the last few days, I use my heat press a lot. You could do this with a Cricut Easy Press. A household iron is a little trickier with sublimation because I don't know if they get hot enough or they're consistent enough heat-wise, but you could try it. But I love this Better Sub heat press because it's a 5-in-1, so I can take this apart, and it comes apart really easily actually, and I can put on a hat press, I can put on a mug press, and then it also came with like 2 plate presses, but I've never used those 2. I don't press plates, I guess. Is that a thing? I don't even know. If you press plates for sublimation, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see. I guess I just never have thought about pressing plates. But I really love how this one swings all the way around because, like I said, I have kids and they are often out here with me. And those clamshell ones that open up like this, I just don't want it to be on and then have them accidentally run past it or stick their hands in there thinking that they're pretending to do something and burn themselves. So this way I can just put it like this while it's heated and they know they won't be burning themselves on it. So now I'm going to move this aside a little bit here because when I pick this up, you are going to see that on this paper, there will be all that extra ink that was around those clips on the paper because it like bleeds through. So this is really hot. I'm going to flip these over. And as you can see, this left ink on the paper. And I do not want that on the pressing mat. So that is why I always use something to protect it when I know it's hanging over the edges like this. And now I'll throw this piece away because I don't want that to transfer to anything else either, which will happen if you put something on here and heat it. This ink will actually transfer onto something else. And nobody wants that to happen. These are cooled down, so we are going to peel these off. Oh, that is super cute. I like it. Flamingos maybe aren't as pink as my daughter might want them to be, but I like them. I purposely did not pick one that was super, super pink. So now these are pretty well cooled off, and I am going to get the rest of this ready, and we will assemble this so you can see how that is all put together. But first I'm going to turn off my heat press. It's like 90 degrees in my room right now and I am boiling, so I'm going to turn this off and try to cool down my room a little bit because it is a hot one today. I don't know where you are from. You can let me know in the comments where you're from. If it's typically hot or not. I am in Wisconsin and it's hot right now. It usually gets super hot for about 2 weeks and then we are comfortably in the 70s most of the summer. So as you can see, this fits right on there and it's double-sided sticky. So I'm going to peel off one edge if I can. My nails are needing to have something done with them. I usually do my own nails, but I've just been lazy. All right, there's one side. This is probably the trickiest part of this whole project, is getting this on here the right way. So, because once it's down, it's kind of down. So I'm just going to hold this up here and carefully put down one side and then the other, and then just flatten out that tape and press it down really good before you peel up that side of it. Now I am going to put down the other side before I attach those. So we will do the second one here. Oh man, I am really burning up. Okay, let's peel this off. My craft room is in my garage, which is not attached to the house, and that's fine. It's air conditioned, but it's super loud, so I don't usually have it on when I am working on stuff here for you guys. Okay, there's the second one. Again, I'm just going to press that down really well. And then we're going to peel up. I might have to just stick those sides down again, peeled up with my fingernail a little bit. And then all you need to do is take this, kind of center it, and press it to that tape. And that is super cute. You just kind of keep pressing it down. I've never had, surprisingly with my child who likes to pick everything off like vinyl. She has not peeled off any of these yet. So that's always a plus. I don't know if she's even thought about it actually. Come to think of it, she has seen me, she's helped me make these before, so I don't know why that hasn't occurred to her. But we're going to find a piece here that is going to come off easily. That's sticking, the tape is not sticking down to this side. Just gently work it with your fingernail, or you could use like a weeding pen to pull that up if you need to. And we are going to put that second one down right like that. And like I said, these are so fun and so easy to do. You could have your kids design different things on all the different colors, customize them for like club things, like sporting events, whatever. But there you go. That is a fun pink claw clip. I'll have all these things linked down below in the description box. And let me know, is this a project you think you are going to try? I bet these would sell really well at craft sales. I don't really do craft sales, but I bet that would be a really fun, unique project and product that you could sell. And you could do these for all different seasons and holidays, and like the possibilities are endless because these clips come in so many different colors that you could probably have a lot of fun with that. I might have to give my kids that idea. They're always looking for things that they can make and sell. So obviously we have a lot of ideas around here, but that might be a fun, easy one for them. They are in that age where they could probably sell them to all their friends and make a fortune. So day 5, complete. If you have not seen days 1 or 2 yet, I recommend going back and watching those because we go into a lot more detail of how to make our designs and prints and all those extra things that we're kind of skipping over on these other days, because otherwise all the videos would be like an hour long and no one has time for that. So there you go. Go make yourself a fun little clock clip for summer.